Hey, what's going on, guys? Today we're going to talk about piece control, and I'm going to go over some of my clips with you because I believe it's easier doing that than just playing the game and talking about as I play it. Alright, so as you can see, I have this full kid boxed up. Alright, and what I'm doing is trying to keep him at a disadvantage. So he's boxed up. I have all my pieces here. I'm actively holding my ramp for him to shoot it and possibly either phase through or place his own builds. I mean, as you can kind of see, my ping up here, I don't have the best ping, but it's around like 20 or 30 ping. And that's just because of where I live, right? So, anyways, watch what I do. Alright, so I got me a little tag in, and we'll rewind it just a sec. Okay, an 86 tag. So I'm gonna slow this down to about 2.25%. So what I'm doing is I'm just trying to get a right hand peak, so I have the dominant peak in this trade I'm about to do. So I flip the ramp, he's fully exposed, I am crouched down, and I see this individual here, right? I am going to take my crosshairs, line it up with him, preferably his, obviously you want to aim for the head to get the most damage dealt possible, hopefully get one pump in there. But what I'm going to do is shoot and then reset immediately as fast as I can. I'm on controller, so there's a little bit of a disadvantage there, but who cares, right? Alright, so what I did was exactly what I said. I shot him, and then I immediately dragged my crosshairs up to look at my wall. Okay, I went in momentum here. There's a momentum. I leaned over to the right, shot the guy, and now I'm looking up to reset my wall. Boom. Okay, we did a little bit of trade here. Okay, he hit me for, I don't know, about 50. I hit him for 86. I won the trade, and ultimately that's what you're trying to do. You're trying to gain an advantage to outshoot your opponent, out trade your opponent, and overall just win this fight. So I'm gonna let it play out. So I see this kid, I'm holding him at bay right now. I'm holding my wall. My wall is weak, so he can shoot it, possibly take the wall from me. But I'm just holding it, right? I'm just gonna try and pray that my ping just holds this wall. And now I need to make another move. So in this moment, I'm trying to see, is he gonna try and shoot the wall? Is he trying to be aggressive? He's trying to psycho. Is he trying to jump in? What's he trying to do? Is he trying to make a play right now? So I decided he's not being overly aggressive in this moment. I'm going to bait him, right? I'm gonna edit this wall, and then I'm gonna immediately close it, try and bait him to shoot his gun. And as I reset this wall, he shoots his gun, and then I'm gonna edit again and finish the fight. He did exactly what I assumed he was going to do and fall for the bait, right? This happens to not just your average Fortnite players, but it happens to pros too. Pros do this same strategy all the time, where you edit, reset, edit again, and then finish the fight. So what do? This is called movement, all right? This is called skill. This is called mechanics, right? This is called IQ, realistically, right? I edit the wall, I reset it, and I go for a right hand peek. I mean, I'm clearly exposed in here, but you see me crouch down to the left and aim to the right to get a clean shot on this kid. And that's exactly what I do. I wrap it up. And that's it, you know? And so in full speed, full motion, it's gonna look like this. It's gonna look real smooth, right? So I drop down. And that's easy. So we'll go to the next clip. Alright, so piece control doesn't always have to be like full boxing a kid. It's really just about managing the pieces you are able to grab. Okay, so I was able to put a cone and a wall in front of him. Now, this is like a ideal situation here, as far as having their builds out but nothing being built. Let me show you what I mean. So I have a ramp above him. He's clearly looking at me. He's trying to get the shot off. I put a cone above me, and I put the cone here, and then I go to place a wall. I'm really just trying to see what he's trying to do. I'm obviously seeing the visual effects, like marker of where he's at, where he's going, kind of thing, like the direction he's in. And I'm trying to see what his play is. So I see the kid jumping in the air, looking for a trade. And I say, bet. You know what I mean? I have a good angle right here. Not to say that he doesn't have a good angle. He could definitely trade with me. But I was willing to take that 50-50 because I have the cone here. I'm under my cone on my ramp. I immediately shoot him and then place a wall. Okay? So now it's pretty easy. This is super easy. You just want to edit this wall to a spot that fully tries to expose him, and in doing that you inhibit his ability to build on this piece. All right, so I edit this wall. Okay, he's like fully exposed right here, and I'm like, bet, I'm about to pull my shotgun out and finish the fight. So check it out. He is trying to build a ramp or maybe a floor or something, but the floor gets placed over here. He didn't jump high enough to maybe land on a floor above or below him, or like a floor built to catch himself. So what he ends up doing is just jumping in the air with his builds out, because he's on my cone he cannot edit, on my wall that he cannot build off of. And it just becomes a free kill. And as long as you hit your shots, you line it up, you take your time, you be methodical about it. This is a textbook piece control right here. Okay, in this clip you're gonna see like an accidental piece, but you're gonna see, even if it was accidental, how I used it the most optimal way possible, right? Because accidental pieces is a thing as well. You're gonna place pieces that you didn't really mean to place. It happens from time to time. In this situation, I got a little lucky, but I used it to my advantage. So right here, I'll show you exactly what happened. Alright, so let's talk about it. We're gonna slow this down quite a bit, and we're gonna see. Alright, so I'm over here. I'm trying to build up. I'm trying to get at least distance myself away from my opponent so I can set up for a good shot, or to possibly piece this kid and give myself the advantage, right? So in here, I ramp up. Okay. What he ended up doing was putting a wall right in front of me. I said, okay, I'm just gonna jump, build a ramp, and I'm gonna try and get elevated over this wall. So I end up jumping onto this ramp, lining up, jumping again, and I end up putting cones above his pieces here. All right, I want to make it very uncomfortable for him. The same way he made it uncomfortable for me putting this wall here, I'm gonna make it uncomfortable for him by inhibiting his ability to get elevation on me. So I'm gonna put cones above him. All right, so I put cones above him. These are my cones. This is an easy just cone to edit up and over, but I know he's coming around here. Okay, so that is where I'm looking. I'm looking here to see, okay, can I get a box on this kid? Where's he going? Can I kind of line up where I'm going to where he's at and possibly get a good angle on him? I put a wall in front of me because I see him editing through here. I obviously want this wall. I edit the wall. I go around. There he is, right? Edits that wall open. I edit this wall open. And I'm like, okay. I put a cone, okay? He literally phases and runs into this cone. Accidental piece, it happens. But how I go about it is still considered IQ. So I notice immediately that he's in that cone. I didn't hesitate for a second. I'm putting walls around this kid before he can put walls around me. I'm gonna claim as much real estate as possible around this kid. So I paused for a sec. I'm like, he's literally in that cone. Let me edit out this wall, reset, edit a window, and get a right hand peek on this kid. I put a cone down because when I edit this cone, I don't want him putting a ramp and potentially blocking me or throwing my shot off. So I edit the window and then I edit the cone. I'm off to the left, giving me a great right hand peek on this kid, and it's a one pump. The crouch. The crouch is always going to be key and very important in a lot of these shots. You really get to slow down and really aim in when you crouch. It's a lot easier than if you're just standing. And boom, a 185. And cleaned up the fight. GG's, we go next. Alright, so I figured I'd show you a clip or two that I have in game here. So I ended up getting hurt, so I popped me 3 shieldfish because I'm in a 1v2. My duo left me mid-game or early game, so I would just start keying teams. And so I'm in a 1v2 right now, and I just killed this dude's teammate. So he's playing very safe. He's making a lot of space and creating a lot of boxes. I'm trying to get in, and I'm trying to wrap this fight up. I know he's scared, and I know he doesn't want to push me. He just wants to protect his teammate, which is, in my opinion, a very free kill. But I'll show you what happens. Alright, so basically I'm just trying to get in. That's kind of the meta when you go in game a little bit, is you want to wrap up fights as quick as possible and you really don't want fights to drag out. So I ended up shockwaving into this guy's box here. Let me lower this volume a little bit. But I ended up shockwaving into this guy's box and piecing trying to get as much piece and real estate in that area so I can be put at a advantage in this 1v2. So I throw the shockwave. I see bro, I immediately shoot. Boom. Right, I get initial damage. I'm looking at him. His other bro is absolutely scared for his teammates' life right now. He knows his teammate's gonna lose this. It's just a matter of confidence, and his teammate is not playing with confidence. So it's an easy win. It's an easy fight. You just wrap it up. So pull up. All right, what do? I start claiming all the real estate around this. And as I claim all the real estate around this, I'm grabbing as much piece as possible. And I try and do a double edit, but he is also trying to ramp up. I don't know what he's exactly doing, but I do a double edit here. He pops up, faces through, pops up, and I clean up the fight. So see what I did here? I tried to double edit, but he was phased through, so just edit my cone twice. I made sure to place walls around. Like I said, you want as much real estate as possible, and it's an easy kill. I clean up two of these players, and I box all around me, just in case there's a player trying to snipe me in the distance, and we go next. Alright, for the last clip, this is really just for humor purposes. This kid got really upset with me and started yelling and stuff. I'm gonna show you everything I did, and I'm going to break down the piece I did on this kid and why he got so upset, I guess.
Warmed up, he just hopped on. If he was on, I would have been playing with him.
Yeah, I'm letting it slide, but like, he's on 0 ping. Actually, 0 pingers don't get no slide.
Like this, like I set up on the angle and you won't fucking fight. I haven't moved. Stop fucking overbuilding. We're in a fucking 1v1 with unlimited mats. Fight. Take the fucking shot. He built 17 more things and I didn't fucking move. You.
Alright, yeah, so that kid was absolutely pissed. He did get pretty much shit on, but basically he was a 0 ping player and they were talking a little bit of shit and I wasn't letting it slide. So I ended up getting the high ground on this kid. Like you said, you want to get as much pieces as much as possible, as much real estate as possible. And so I had the floor and cone above this. He's like basically a layer below me, and so I dropped down on him. Yeah, no. Mind you, I am constantly looking for my opponent. I'm trying to identify where he's at all times. And so he clearly knows I'm dropping on him. I think he places his wall here. It might be my wall, but I know he's looking for me, right? He knows where I'm at. He might not be turned in my direction, but he knows where I'm at. And I am always having my gun out just in case. I'm willing to make the trade, right? What? And so he places that wall here, blocks it, and I shoot, so I immediately go to my builds. Look at my character. Like, like that's how fast I'm switching to my builds, right? That's how fast most people are switching to their builds. And so I put this wall here, right? But why am I gonna edit this wall and make it a true 50-50 when he already has his shotgun pulling out? I'm not gonna do that. That doesn't make sense to me. I'm not gonna put myself at a disadvantage for this kid to win this fight, right? Because the ultimate goal is to win this fight. So I'm gonna box to the right here and claim as much real estate here, hopefully get this wall, edit it, and shoot him. That way I'm at a health advantage going into the next 50-50 we trade. So I make a full box right here. I grab this wall. He has his shotgun out. He hasn't stopped looking at me this entire time, but that's fine. I'm gonna grab all this real estate while he has his gun out. So I make a nice edit through my window edit and create a right hand peek that gives me the advantage in this trade. Boom. All right, so what do I do here? I shoot him for 185 off a beautiful edit, and immediately after I shoot him, I'm resetting my wall. Okay, I'm resetting my wall. I'm letting the momentum of my crosshairs drag to the right so it's over my wall, so I can edit and close that wall up. Because I just traded, I don't want to keep that window edit open for him to potentially shoot me back. I want to block off the ability for him to get a good shot on me. Alright, so I know I hit him for 185, so I'm just gonna full on edit this entire wall open, and I'm gonna trade. I have the health advantage. The pumps are max damage is 185, what I hit this opponent for already. And so I'm completely in a health advantage, one-on-one, 50-50 trade-off with this kid that I win. So we trade 100%, but it doesn't matter. He could hit me from max damage. It doesn't matter. He decided to full 50-50 this trade, even though he was at a complete disadvantage from a health standpoint alone. And it was an easy fight. So I hope you guys learned something about piece control in this video and how to go about certain situations. There's so much more than what I just showed you, but I hope this broadened your mind and broadened the spectrum and maybe added a couple more tools to your guys' toolbox and how to go about certain situations and piece control. This is the first dub of the new season that I got. See you guys in the next video.